Romans. Listen to the book.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the Scriptures, might have hope.
Barashit 37 and 1. They call it Genesis. I'm going to give me Abarim 2 and 1. I definitely want to try to hold y'all long. I'll try to speak to y'all in a marshali. Which means I'll be doing what? Concise. Listen to the book.
And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his Abba was a stranger, in the land of Canaan.
Yes.
These are the Tuledath of Jacob.
Yeah.
Yausuf, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his Akim, and the lad was with his Bani of Belha, and with the Bani of Zilpah, his Abba's Ashah. And Yausuf brought unto his Abba their Rasha report. Now Yashraal Ahab Yausuf more than all his Bani, because he was the ben of his old age.
Jump down to verse 6. Listen.
And he said unto them, Hear, I prolong you this dream which I have dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about, and made obedience to my sheaf. And his Akim said unto him, Shalt thou indeed reign over us, or shalt thou indeed have dominion over us? And as they hated him yet the more for his dreams, and for his dabarim.
Wow.
And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it to his Akim, and said, Behold, I have dreamed a dream more. And behold, the Shamash and the Yaruk and the 11 Kukabim were made obedience to me.
Yes.
And he told it to his Abba,
yes,
and to his Akim. And his Abba rebuked him, and said unto him, What is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I, in thy aim, in thy Akim, indeed, come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the Arats?
Yeah.
And his Akim envied him, but his Abba observed the same.
Know what they did? But his what?
But his Abba observed the same. And his Akim went to feed their Abba's flock in Shechem. And Yashraal said unto Yausuf,
What did it say?
Do not thy Akim feed the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send thee unto them. And he said unto him, Here am I. And he said unto him, Go, I applaud thee, see whether it be well with thy Akim, and well with the flocks, and bring me Debar again. So he went out of the vale of Hebron, and came to Shechem. And a certain Ish found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And the Ish asked him, saying, What seekest thou? And he said, I seek my Akim. Tell me, I applaud thee, where they feed their flocks. And the Ish said, They are departed hence. For I heard them say, Let us go to Dothan. And Yausuf went after his Akim, and found them in Dothan. And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said one to another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit. And we will say, Some Rasha beast hath devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dreams. And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands, and said, Let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, Shed no dam, but cast him into this pit that is in Bamidbar,
Yes.
and lay no hand upon him, that he may rid him out of their hands to deliver him to his Abba again. And it came to pass, when Yahusuf was come unto his Akim, that they stripped Yahusuf out of his coat of many colors that was on him, and they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no mem in it, and they sat down to eat lakam, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Mizraim. And Yehuda said unto his Akim, What profit is it if we slay our Aki and conceal his dam?
That's good. That's good. So what was he trying to do? Talk to me. Go ahead.
Come, and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him.
That's good. That's good. Abarim 1 and 1. I'll come back to this. Abarim 1 and 1. Listen to the book.
Elohim, who at sundry times
What do we say about sundry? Different times. What else?
and in divers manners
And in divers manners. What are we talking about? Different ways. Different ways. What did he do?
spake in time past unto the Abba by the Nabiim,
But did what?
hath in these last Yamim
Did what?
spoken unto us by his Ben,
Oh,
whom he hath appointed heir of all things.
y'all got it. Y'all got it? What about him? How did he talk to him? He did. He talked to him in different manners. He talked to him about sheaves. Then he started talking to him about the kukabim and the yaret and the shamash. In different ways he spoke to him. But at the last he spoke to him by his being. That's how he sent him. At first how he talked to them concerning the dreams he had. How he talked to him concerning the sheaves, concerning the kukabim, concerning the shamash, concerning the yaret. But in the last, he told him to go and see his Akim and see how they were doing. He was going to speak. He spoke to him by his men, whom he was appointed to be heir over all things. So now we're starting to come back and we're looking because we're trying to gather these information. We're trying to see how important it is, how things have worked. When we go back to look at the Nabaim and all the different things that they did and what they were trying to show us, that's how he spoke to us in different ways, at different times. Isn't that right? But in that last day, he spoke to him by his being, who is appointed heir over all things. Yahushua wound up being heir over everything, over Mizraim, over them, all of them. So we're starting to sit back and consider, what did we miss? We're missing something. Kind of looking for the missing link. Y'all got it? A lot of people have problems. Some people just want to hear the being, but that's how he spoke to us. He didn't disregard those. He just said, now this is how I'm talking to you. Before I spoke to you in this different way, I spake to him. I spoke to y'all in all different kind of ways. But in these last year, I'm speaking to you by my being, whom I've appointed to be heir over all things. Just something to consider. Don't worry about it. Just come across. Let's see 2 and 1. Abarim 2 and 1, just a page over. Someone might be on the same page. Listen to the book.
Therefore,
What should we do?
we ought to give the more earnest heed.
Seeing how he done spoke to us. Therefore, it will be a continuation of a statement or sentence or something. Or whatever. Be not therefore, considering everything else he told us. Isn't that right? How he spoke though. He said, therefore, then we ought to give, what was it again?
The more earnest heed.
We should really be paying attention to what it's being doing. To the, what was it again?
Things which we have heard.
If he's speaking of, we need to pay attention. When he tried to tell us he came, we were going to rule him. We should have been paying attention. Lest,
At any time,
what's going to happen?
we should let them slip.
You know what they did? And when they realized they messed up, when everything came down on them, you know what they said? It's because of the boy. It's because of the boy. He tried to tell us, but we didn't consider it. He tried to let us know he was talking to us in all these different ways and manners. And in the last union, he tried to speak to us by his being. That's who he appointed to be heir over all things. But when they realized it was when all their transgressions were coming back on them, that's when they considered it. They realized, they said when they went through their bags, and something, they said, surely he done found out our iniquity. Surely he done, but they should have known. They were told before. They were told. That's why, therefore, he's trying to tell we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time, what happened?
We should let them slip.
For,
If the debar spoken by Malachi was steadfast,
talking about what they said, the people that came before him, what they said, his messengers. If the word which was spoken by his messengers was steadfast, and
every transgression and disobedience
do what?
received a sadaq, recompense of reward.
Which one of his messengers told us something that didn't happen? Which one? That's why he's saying how we ought to get more earnest heed. We're in one of these states now where you definitely can't get away. He's comparing him to lesser. If you look at nobody got away from nothing that his messenger said, he's saying it's definitely going to be more critical with him. How
shall we escape
if
we neglect so great salvation?
Y'all hear that? It's tight. Let's look at some. 16 2 Shafatim. (16:2). Shafatim. Listen to the book.
And it was told the Gazite, saying, Shemshun is come hither. And they compassed him, and laid wait on him all Layla in the gate of the city, and were quiet all the Layla, saying, In the morning, when it is Yom, we shall kill him. And Shemshun lay till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the doors of the gate of the city, and the two posts, and went away with them, bar and all, and put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of a hill that is before Hebron.
Yeah.
And it came to pass afterward that he Ahab a Ashah in the valley of Sorek, whose Shem was Delilah, and the Adon of the Philistines came upon her and said unto her, Entice him and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him, and we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver. And Delilah said to Shemshun, Tell me, I applaud thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mayest be bound to afflict thee.
Yes.
And Shemshun said unto her, If thou bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak and be as another Ish. And the Adon, the Philistines, brought up to her 7 green withs, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now there were Anashim lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Shemshun. And he brake the withs as a thread of tow is broken when it is torched the fire.
When it
So
touched the fire, torch?
Touched the fire.
Okay, I heard
So
torch.
his strength was not known.
Go ahead.
And Delilah said unto Shemshun, Behold, thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Now tell me, I applaud thee, wherewith thou mayest be bound. And he said unto her, If they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, then shall I be weak and be as another Ish. And Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Shemshun. And there were liers in wait abiding in the chamber, and he brake them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Shemshun, Hitherto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mayest be bound. And he said unto her, If thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web, And she fastened it with the pin, and said unto him, The Philistines be upon thee, Shamshun. And he awakened out of his sleep, and went away with the pin of the beam, and with the web. And she said unto him, How canst thou say, I ahab thee, when thine lob is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times,
Yeah.
and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth.
Yes.
And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her dabarine, and urged him, so that his nephesh was vexed unto moot, that he told her all his lob, and said unto her, There hath not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite unto Elohim from my aim's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will grow from me,
What happened?
and I shall become weak and be like any other Ish.
Yeah.
And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his lob,
Yeah.
she sent and called for the Adon of the Philistines, saying, Come up this once, for he hath shewed me all his lob. Then the Adon of the Philistines came up unto her, and brought money in their hand, and she made him sleep upon her knees. And she called for a Ish, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And she said, The Philistines be upon thee, Shamshun. And he awoke out of his sleep, and said, I will go out as at other times before, and shake myself. And he wist not that Yahuwah was departed from him. But the Philistines took him, and put out his eyes, and brought him down to Gaza, and bound him with fetters of brass. And he did grind the prison house.
That's good. At the book of Shaphatim, Judges. (14:2). Listen to the book.
And he came up and told his Abba and his aim, and said, I have seen an Ashah in
Make it
Timnah.
13:2. Y'all can cut the air for a minute, so they're like they freezing. It ain't gonna keep them up. I give them to 8:30, so you can get through, run to the last minute, get some rest, come in here and consider. Y'all don't know I helped y'all out. I'll show you. They just don't know it though. I'll show you. Listen to the book.
And there was a certain Ish of Zorah of the Mishpachah of the Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his Ashah was barren and bare not. And the Malachi of Yahuwah appeared unto the Ashah, and said unto her, Behold now, thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a ben. Now therefore beware, I plaw thee, and drink not wine, nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing. For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a ben, and no razor shall come on his head. For the Yalit shall be a Nazarite unto Elohim from the womb, and he shall begin to deliver Yasharal out of the hand of the Philistines. Then the Ashah came and told her husband, saying, A Ish of Elohim came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of a Malachi of Elohim, very, very awesome. But I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his Shem. But he said unto me, Behold, thou shalt conceive, and bear a ben, and now drink no wine, nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing. For the Yalit shall be a Nazarite to Elohim from the womb to the yom of his moot. Then Manoah entreated Yahuwah and said, O my Adon, let the Ish of Elohim, which thou didst send, come again unto us, and teach us what we shall do unto the Yalit that shall be born.
That's good. At 2:1, Abarim. How many of y'all got it? 2:1. It was simple. Abarim 2:1 they call Hebrew. Listen to the book.
Therefore,
What happened?
we ought to give the more earnest heed
to
the things which we have heard.
lest
At any time,
we should do what?
let them slip.
For what reason?
If the debar
Which was what?
spoken by Malachi
Was what?
steadfast,
Was Malachi? Who did Manoah's wife talk to? If the word Or the debar of
spoken by Malachi was steadfast,
and
every transgression
receive
and disobedience
and disobedient.
received a
And
sadak, recompense of reward.
What gets a recompense of reward? What are you reading?
How
Back up, son.
every transgression and disobedience received a sadak, recompense of reward.
I couldn't imagine what they're going to tell me now.
How shall we escape?
I don't know how y'all didn't get it. What was Shimshon doing every time they set a trap for him? Why was he escaping? Why was he escaping? He took heed. Thank you, Chris. That's how he was getting away every time. If he just asked you, how should we escape if?
We neglect
So what?
great salvation.
That was salvation for him not to cut his hair. That's how he was getting away. He never transgressed. He never transgressed. That's why they caught him. You see where he got caught up at? Once he transgressed. It didn't take long. I know y'all fall asleep. Y'all don't pay attention. I tell you stuff until you can see it, you don't comprehend it. He was not getting away because he was so smart. He was smooth criminal. He was getting away because he took heed. That's what he's telling you. Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed. So he kept them on a serious state of mind to the things which are lest at any time he let him slip and went to sleep. Told him went to sleep and she cut his hair. That's how they caught him. He couldn't get by because the Malachi showed it. Because you would think that what a Malachi said wouldn't mean nothing. Ain't like he God. Ain't like he your salvation. But if the Malachi tell you something, he said, how you going to escape it? That's what he was trying to show him. It was no way he could get away. Everything he doing look easy, and you can get away too if you obey. 10 and 11. Who know what I want? 1 Corinthians. Don't worry about it. There's something over there too. I was looking for Chelsea, Pastor to answer. Just want y'all to consider. See, the dangerous part become for you guys is you'll start saying a person or a message is not important, but that's what he was just showing you then. How should you escape? He couldn't think about it. Everything they put on him, he could break away. And look how easy it was. Everything he would make it equipped. You know how long it take a fire to break a piece of thread? That's how quick it was he got out of it. He would give you an example to something you would know because we would deal with seamstress. Your code, man, your use of the code. So we knew about being a seamstress. So we know it takes nothing to break a piece of thread. He was showing you that's how easy it is for you to get out of something when you're obeying. But as soon as you mess up, you ain't going to believe it. You can't escape. He asked, how was he going to escape? You don't walk out with the whole beam. Most people that get away, you take the whole door frame. You're like, this just too easy. Not only I'll escape, I just take the whole beam with me. It's that easy. You're thinking, to me, wouldn't that be a weight? Not to me, because I'm obeying. So I can take the whole door frame. But as soon as I mess up and I go out and feel like I do this all the time, I won't even know until something happened. I realize I just lost my defense. As long as I'm obeying, I'm stronger than any other man. But as soon as I transgress, I'm just like them. That's all they're asking. How should we escape? How should we escape? 10 and 1, 1 Corinthians. Listen to the book.
Moreover, Akeem, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our Abbas
I'm sorry, that should be 10 and 11. I said 10 and 1. Come on, 10 and 1, 1.
Yes, sir.
He just didn't listen. He didn't give me a chance to finish. He just started reading. That's all he had to do, just wait me to finish. He done went right to the verse. He heard 1. He didn't let me get the other 1 out.
That's right.
You call it 11, I call it 10, 1, 1. That's funny. They call the dog Ren 10, 10.
That's right. That's right.
Why don't you just call the dog 20?
That's right.
They don't talk about me. Why you don't just call the dog 20?
That's right.
What is 10 and 10?
20.
999,000. 290 something more. I had $1 million though. Win 10-10? But 10-10 should have come 100. Anything be with it. So I want you to get 1 Corinthians chapter 10, 1.
Yes, sir.
Listen to the book.
Now all these things happen unto them for our examples,
Yeah.
and they are written for our admonition.
For our warning. Everything that happened to them was for our warning. What that was, the obedience? Their obedience was for our warning.
Disobedient.
Disobedient. We wouldn't gather them from them. We wouldn't gather them from their obedience. We only gather when people mess up. You know what Chef Shun learned from his obedience? Absolutely nothing. You know what he learned from his disobedience? His disobedience taught him to be obedient. Once you do stuff so long and then having everything clicking, what you learning? You know what he learned from? His transgression. 10 and 1. 1 Corinthians. 10 1. I ain't gonna call the other one singular.
Yes, sir.
10-1 singular. Listen.
Moreover, our king,
What happened?
I would not that ye should be ignorant,
Tell me what happened.
how that all our Abbas were
Did
under
what?
the cloud, and all passed through the sea,
And
were all immersed unto Moshe
but what
in the
happened?
cloud and in the sea,
And what else happened?
and did all eat the same ruach meat,
Yeah.
and did all drink the same ruach drink.
Just like all us gonna do. And tell them what happened.
For they drank of that ruach rock that followed them,
Yeah.
and that rock was Mashiach.
Tell me what happened.
But with many of them,
What happened?
Elohim was not well pleased,
For what happened?
for they were overthrown.
I don't know why they got immersed. They ate the same thing. They drank the same thing. I don't know why he couldn't have been pleased with them. I don't know what dissatisfaction would even enter in. Everybody got immersed. Everybody eat the same thing. Everybody drank the same thing. All I see is the oneness. But,
For they were overthrown in the Bamidbar.
but,
Now these things were
Well,
our examples.
we done jumped down too far, then. They all ate the same spiritual meat and all drank the same spiritual rock, for they drank that rock that followed, and that rock was the Mashiach.
Mashiach.
But,
With many of them,
the word but is there.
yes, sir.
We missed that a long time. I know I was saying but. I said, man, I done got really rusty. But with many of them,
Elohim was not well pleased.
I couldn't imagine what he could have done. What happened?
For they were overthrown in Bamidbar. Now these things were our examples.
You know when everything was good for them? When they were being immersed, when they were drinking and they were eating. These people were in good positions. They were able to do that because they was in a good position. Now let's see what happened. But with many of them,
Elohim was not well pleased,
what happened?
for they were overthrown in Bamidbar. Now these things were our examples.
So you just tell me them being overthrown in Bamidbar was my example. What would be significant about this? Huh?
Disobedience.
The reason why they were. And what wild reason you think?
Disobedience.
Disobedience. Disobedience. These people were immersed. These people ate. These people drank. And they were disobedient. And Elohim came in and he overthrew them. Which means to tell me they had to know what they done. Manoah's wife told him what the Malachi said. He entreated for his wife to teach him, to instruct him. He asked Yahuwah to send the Malachi back and teach us. Because I need to know what I need to be doing with this boy. I don't need no secondhand information. Send that Malachi back. Let him teach us. I mean, he's going to come and instruct us so we don't mess this up. If the boy falls, it's going to be on him. The boy falls, it's going to be on him. Because once I get it, I'm going to teach him. Wow. Ephesians 6:3 tell you, and ye, Father, Abbas, provoke not your children, Benim, children. Benim, B-N-Y-M. B-N, you don't have to do the B-A, you can, you want to do it. B-A-N-Y-M, Benin, for children. So just don't provoke him to rap. But what was it again? That's why he needed Malachi to teach him. Because I'm going to have to be responsible for this boy. Every time the boy want to do something, he try to tell him, ain't nobody among us. He go to talk to me. Ain't nobody among us the reason you go and you try to get these people? I'm just trying to stick with the teaching. Because I know this is going to wind up being your downfall. He knew somebody among us going to have the same teaching, so you're going to be less prone, susceptible to error. You go in a room with a whole bunch of people with pneumonia. What you probably going to get? A broken toe? How many you going to get a sprained ankle? Probably if you're trying to run out of it real fast, you ain't paying attention to what's in front of you. What you going to get? Pneumonia. That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get pneumonia too. And he knew in order from what they were taught, how he had to be kept, it's not going to be profitable for you to be out here dealing with these contagious people. I know a lot of times y'all take things the way you want to take it, but the information that we're getting and what we're being told to do, you got to consider that. Why is it that you fall? Because you got to look at the people that help instigate. We talk about it instigating, right? People that influence or incite, right? Or ignite. Right? We tell a lot of people can be igniters. That's why you wind up messing up. You gotta be conscious, people. Therefore, we ought to get a more earnest heed to the things which we heard. Listen, any time. There it was. He let it slip. Let it slip, and look what happened. Right? All right, finish up.
Now these things were our examples.
For what reason?
To the intent we should not lust.
For the intent. So let me get this straight. What is intent?
Purpose.
Excuse me. You said, come on. Come right where you were. Excuse me. Let me go back there. Come on. Wait. Why are you walking so slow? You might ask me. I'm just asking. Any reason? They'll walk right there. That's what I was trying to get them to see. If they know that when a person get right here, I hit them. I intended to hit you because I was trying to get them to be mindful of why you don't want to get right there, you don't get hit. That's why I was asking why he was walking slow. I want to see what he said. I was kind of reserved because I noticed you've been hitting everybody that gets right here. Y'all got me? I know y'all didn't know, but I intended to do that. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to think, I intended to hit you, to injure you, so these guys would get it and they wouldn't get injured. Can you imagine? You good? Can you imagine that when you say intent, that this was you mean you meant to do this? You meant for these people to fall. You meant for these people to get caught up and not recover, so I wouldn't do it. Give me intent. I'm stupid. Y'all help me out with intent. What it mean you intend? Purpose. Look it up. Let's see. I don't want to be making up stuff. Because I'm listening. Y'all see, this is different. I'm telling you. A lot of this I get y'all. All I'm doing is listening. When I'm listening, certain things should spark you. Huh? Somebody step on your foot. I'm not. Just you say, man, you intend to step on my foot. Yeah. You thinking, seriously? How you think them people felt that he let fall and these folk didn't recover? And only way he let them fall and don't recover, so you wouldn't do it. I knew if you saw them and they didn't recover, it would make you not do it. I'm going here. You think I'm finna get in here and get immersed, and I know I'm finna fall. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna sit here and I'm finna drink Ruach bread, Ruach drink, and I ain't gonna be saved. I ain't gonna take it. He said, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna let you take it. I'm gonna let them see you fall. So somebody gonna lead to law, and they not gonna take it, and they gonna be in vain. I just would have liked to know that I was gonna be you, because I wouldn't have been no participant. Man said, get on your knees. Come, get on you. Just hypothetical, he not, but get on your knee. I'm gonna kill you. So let me get this straight. You gonna kill me if I go on my knee? Don't make no sense to go on my knees. That's stupid. Get on your knees and lay on the ground and kill. No, you don't. I know you're intentionally going to kill me no matter. Why am I going to do that? I wouldn't serve that man if I know he intentionally going to send me somewhere and it's not going to be for my. That don't even make sense. But the fact he could give you that type of mind so you could fall and let us go back this room and read it and tell me, listen, I wasn't planning on saving all them people. I knew they were going to screw up. I knew when they ate, I knew when they drink what they were going to do. I intended for them to do it, so you'll get it. What do we find for intent?
Check. It says, resolved or determined to do something.
I was determined to do that. I resolved to do that. I want that to happen. See, a lot of times we don't even see what kind of cost. People have lost their lives so we get this opportunity to get this right. That's something. And these people had no hand in it. Nobody sat there and said, you know what? I'm finna go up here and make you who are angry. Let him kill me, strike me down, take everything from me, so you guys won't do it. No. Go talk to Cosgic, y'all. After he had recovered, and the book said what was it he didn't do now? What did he do? He wouldn't run again. According to the benefits. You know how we do. If I get up and want to do, he didn't do it. And Yahuwah let men come all the way from Babylon, and those folks came in, and he showed them everything. He said, these the pools. He said, listen, these the dams we got that broke up the water. This is all the gold. This is everything in the temple. And he sent back, he said, Yashayahu told one know, and who were those men? He said, oh, they had came down, and I showed, he said, I showed them everything. He said, and they're going to take it out of him. You know what Cosgic y'all pulled a nigga? He says they're going to be in my days. When he found out it wasn't going to be in his day, he said, good. That's what Cosgic y'all, you know what he didn't say? Let it fall on me. What have these sheep done? He pulled on one of us. Good. He just learned he wasn't going to see it in his yamins. He was good with that. Cosgic y'all were told that all that stuff was getting carried out after he left him. And he was good with it. So you got to consider all those people he let fall under him was an example to us. The people that didn't go into captivity, you know what he told going to happen? I'm going to wipe these people out. And he done it. And can you imagine these people thinking they're doing the right thing by not going and not being obedient, going up under slavery, servitude that they call it, and then he realized that was the example. Because I told you the one that didn't go, I wasn't taking them in. So you can see where so many people falter and had their own mind. That's the thing he tried to tell us in Romans 10:1. My heart's desire and prayer to Elohim for Yasharal is that they might be. For I bet on record they have a zeal of Elohim, but not. For they being ignorant of Elohim's deed and gone about and have not. That's done. What you think how many people he cut off? He told you 10:1, he didn't want you to be, what was again? Ignorant. He just told you Yasharal were ignorant. And said they went and established their own. What was he telling you about them? They didn't get in. They missed the mark. He said, I'm allowing for them. You missed the mark, though. That's what we can't do. We got to get them on earnest head.
Yes, sir.
Finish up 10. 1 Corinthians 10. And I'll show y'all how I help you out tonight. Mr. Yahuwah did. I'll show you. Listen to the book.
Now these things were our examples to the intent. We should
Hold on,
not,
talking about when they got overthrown in the wilderness, Bamar. And he said, now these things were our example.
to the intent.
Yeah.
We should not lust after Rasha things,
He was purposing that we wouldn't do it. Listen.
as they also lusted.
And were saved.
Neither be ye idolaters,
And
were some of them,
what happened?
as it is written. The alms sat down to eat and drink,
And did what?
rose up to play.
Like what we finna and do. Listen.
Neither let us commit Zanuth as some of them committed,
For them, as some of them did. And what happened?
and fell in one yum.
And fell went that week.
In one yum.
You said a year after that, little by little,
One yum.
kill that many people in one day. For what reason? Go ahead.
320,000.
Yeah, 23,000 people died in one day. What happened?
Neither let us tempt Mashiach,
And
as some of them also tempted,
they were delivered.
and were destroyed of Nakash.
Listen.
Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured,
And what happened?
and were destroyed of the destroyer.
Goodness. What happened?
Now all these things happen unto them for our examples,
For what reason?
and they are written for our admonition.
For our warnings. In other words, how shall we escape? Because that was salvation. If they died, then what he told them was salvation. Had they done it, they would have kept living. That's all salvation is. Whatever keep you living. Think about it. All he told you about, they were destroyed and they died. Why did they die? Because they didn't get him on his head. What he told them was salvation. See, sometimes, you don't see salvation the same until you get in a conflict or death or see people die and you realize, you said, whew, that could have been me. Make you consider. Could have been me. That's how you understand salvation. When you see how many people don't get it, how many people die, how many people get cut off, you say, this thing precious. This thing precious. When you consider how many people ain't going to get it, how many people he'll get a right mind. When it's the right mind, it's wrong for what we got, but it's the right mind for him. He said, because I need you to go because you're going to fall. And when you go up and you're going to fall, other people are going to consider.
Yep.
Only Missy Hood could do that. Listen.
Now all these things happen unto them for our example,
And what happened?
and they are written for
And
our
they are
admonition.
what? Like whatsoever things are written aforetime, written for our learning. That we through patient comfort of the scripture.
Hey, I hope.
Listen.
Upon whom the ends of the arats are come.
Goodness. Listen.
Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth
Keep standing.
take heed,
Let's see what?
lest he fall.
Therefore, we ought to get him on earnest heed. They ain't gonna believe what happened with Shamshon. He thought he was standing.
That's right. That's right.
He thought it was. The book said he went out. He didn't even perceive it.
That's right.
What you think happened? He like, shoot, man. If it's 900 y'all niggas, 999 niggas, and one more, I'm finna knock all y'all out. He thought he was good.
Yeah.
Then he realized all he had to do was take heed. What happened now? Take heed.
Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth
Do what?
take heed,
Lest.
he fall.
That's what we're doing tonight. Then later. That's what
Yes,
we're
sir.
supposed to be doing every time. You want to be careful.
Yes, right.
Y'all don't think, listen, man, I got to assess.
Yes, sir.
I got to assess. I got to go back, reassess, diagnose, troubleshoot. Because I don't want to think I'm standing that thing. I know I mess around and do like something too. I wish not that the man done departed from me.
That's right.
I'll go up as I have but other time. And don't even realize, man done departed. It's bad to find out he done departed when your enemy done came in upon you. That's when I need him the most. Listen.
There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to each.
So what happened?
But Elohim is Amunah,
For what reason would he tell me that? Talk to me, son.
who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will, with the temptation,
Do what?
also make a way to escape.
All he had to do was take heed. He could have got out of there.
That's right.
Ain't that right? He should have been, listen, it ain't hard, man. You keep saying it every time. I tell you something, then I'm going to tell you, why you keep doing it to me?
That's right.
All of him, I'm enough. But see, when you start getting your own mind, step your own right, you'll lay right down until they wind up being in your demise.
Yeah.
But see what happened? That's why he said comfort. It's because you know why he got to get comfort? You comfort somebody that's discomforted. Mm-hmm. Or somebody in mourning. Somebody in trouble. And how many times we've been in trouble, we've been discomforted. How many times we've been in mourning, and yet, y'all, he said, we go back and we read the scripture, this is supposed to comfort us. That we get the patience so we can get out. So we don't be entrapped and get hedged in by our enemy. That's what the devil come to do to us. That's what he come to do to us. And we fall every time. Just because we don't consider. I know this don't mean a whole lot to y'all, you know. You'll keep doing what you've been doing. And you'll pay for it. It's needful that some of us make it. It's needful that some of us get cut off. It's just needful. Because if people coming behind us, that's going to learn from your demise. Or from mine if I don't do it. He said, therefore we ought to get, that's talking to me too. You know what I'm talking about? How I'm going to escape. Everything you give me, poop, I break out, I can get out of it, but all I got to do is turn around and I forsake it. Let it slip. And that thing, done trap me in. He said, but all of him been faithful. Who with the temptation, that woman kept on until he just got tempted. He got tempted more than he was, but he laid there too long. But had he take heed like he supposed to, he'd have got running about and left. So you know what? It's time for me to go. He did just like Jacob did. You know what? I've been here too long. He'd have started to say hit with Laban. He ain't waited till Laban got him in no transgression. He told him, I done been here too long. I worked too many years. I worked 14 years for your daughter. I worked another 10. I've been here 20-something years. I've been here too long. I got to go. I see how you looking at me. It's only going to get worse. He said, time for me to get out of here. I got to make money. You know what all of him showed up? He made a way to escape. That night, you ain't going to believe what happened that later. By the time they jumped, he was gone. Because you know all of him, he told you that. He made a way to escape. So now you got to ask yourself, how is it that you keep getting hedged in? 12-1. Abarim. Listen to the book.
Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses.
Like these things happen for our example. All that stuff that doesn't happen, those are witnesses. He said, man, things like clouds of witnesses. What do he want us to do?
Let us lay aside
like
every
what?
weight.
And?
This qatar.
And what else?
Which doth so easily beset us.
Because he's supposed to make a way to escape. So how did I get out of that last one? Who got a good idea why I didn't get out that last one? What could be my problem? Wait. Sin. That'll do what? He said easy too. Y'all know what? It wasn't nothing to Walker Coon. This sham show. He done been telling cool. Man, this thing's so easy. Because he's sin. I snap these things out like two little shish kebabs. Because once he done sin, listen, all my difficult fight been with Leon, hypothetical, it's been because he's been obeying. So it's been hard for me to get into him to get him. But once I got him to slip, good. You know what kind of 2 quarts of blood come with that. Easily beset him. It's not just walk right up and just take the man's eyes out. So now we start looking at what get us. Because now you got to start looking at what weights are you carrying? What baggage? What ideals? What thought process? What are the ventures that you getting yourself tied into? And ventures don't have to be business so much, but just other things. You got agreements and stuff you tied or you set yourself up with, and now you realize you can't never get out. You always hustling back. It never worked for you to go forward. You got to start looking at it. And we're talking about that, not just the natural, but we're talking about the ruach struggles. Don't get it twisted to put it on carnal things. We're talking about things that keep you back from growing from the ruach. Some of you guys, or a lot of you guys, are entrapped that you never grow. When you start to get where you're about to get ignited, you go right back to the old ways. You get with the old people, and you keep yourself hedged in that you never get growth. Growth to show. Listen, my pain get right here, 2 things here. We drying them wrong or I'm growing. Me boy done grow. Growth gonna show. Your shirt gonna start, your button start with they like I said, they want that thing like here hollering. Ha! You tell that button finna give out. Me boy done grow. Growth to show. You go to put your belt, you had a regular hole and you know that your belt coming. Soon you stick it through, you locking it. It's evident though. You see, but think about it. Why you think all this happened? Because this is somebody done got hit. You done lost a slot. It's coming. So you see what happened. It'll show. You can see, it's evident. You don't realize, you're like, man, something wrong with this belt. Because first you want to argue, and if the clothes, they done got old. It's time for a new one. You go get a new one that side, it's going to be the same thing. Growth going to show. Got it? So that's natural. Then growth should show with the ruach. You ought to be able to take a little more than you used to take. You ought to be able to suffer a little more than you used to suffer. Y'all got it? You ought to be willing, you ought to show some leaps and bounds somewhere from the Ruach perspective. A lot of times people look at natural growth, it's easy to see. Don't you know the Ruach growth is the same? Yahusha, don't you know it's not about just the age in showing growth? People maybe see that Oriah, chapter 2, say that 42. Let's see that what I want. They call it Luke. All of y'all ain't gonna get nothing out of this, so don't worry about it. But the only reason I'm doing it, you don't realize though, do you? I just gotta charge you so somebody else will get it. They don't even know it. I gotta charge them so somebody else will get it. See, I gotta make sure they eat the same thing and drink the same thing. That's all I gotta do. And guess what's gonna happen? With everything y'all hearing, he not pleased with all of y'all. He's just not pleased with all y'all because you ain't going to do nothing different than they done. But you're going to be an example. Listen to the book. 2 and 42.
Yes, sir.
Or y'all, listen.
And when he was 12 years old.
How old was he?
12 years old.
Well, let me ask y'all a question. What's the height of a 12? Who in here 12? We got any 12-year-old kid? 12? 11 plus? Gavin, how old are you? 9? 9? Okay. You about right here? So 12 probably about right there. All right. Dwayne, we was now 12 probably about right here. 12 right by him. How old is Antoine? 14. Come here for a second. Let me see. Don't try to use that afro either. Ain't fall, yeah. I say about 12, 14. Yeah, 12 about right there. Yeah, I know. All right, you good. You go back on now.
Chuck look crazy.
Yeah, so about right there, 12 years old, somewhere right in there. All right? Listen what happened.
And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the Muad'Dib. And when they had fulfilled the Yamin, as they returned, the Yahusha tarried behind in Jerusalem. And Yahusha, his aim, knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a year's journey, and they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintance.
So you know a couple things happened to him. Right about him, you ain't got to be in my sight all the time. The age of a person of 12. Tell me the maturity level, how they look at a 12-year-old, ain't got to see you like Tasha. You can't let her get your sight. She going to get into something or stick something in her mouth or she get missing quick. But at 12, I really ain't got to keep my eyes on him like that. But guess what else? Guess what else happened though at 12? I know when you've been gone too long. I know where you supposed to be. I know I ain't going running out across no street out nowhere because that's not where you supposed to be at 12 years old. You don't have to be in my sight every time I'm looking around, but I ain't no fool. I know you've been gone too long out my sight, and I needs to be checking on your behind. And you ain't going to believe what they were looking at. Just like Manoah, he should be among his own people.
Right.
I guarantee they had to go down to Philistia looking for him. You should be here among our people. Listen.
And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 Yamin, they found him in the...
Why Jerusalem? Who know why they went back to Jerusalem? Who know why they went back to Jerusalem? Let me hear what you said, Dane. Who know why in Jerusalem? That's the last place I seen him. See, the reason why we're going to look at it that way, which I was saying was a good statement, but now you got to be investigative. If the police come in here, the child missing, they going to come in here and talk to the parent, describe them. When was the last time you remember seeing them? What? What kind of stupid? Because the first thing to do, she probably still there. If that's the last place and you calling me from here, let's go back there. When Yahushua, when they say he had risen, the last time they seen him, you ain't gonna believe when they seen him. Guess where they went? If he ain't there, let's go track the last place we seen him. Because you might have overlooked him. Investigate him. So the thing they're looking at, let's go to the last place we remember seeing him. Listen.
And it came to pass that after 3 Yamim,
How many of y'all got it? Okay. Listen.
they found him in the Mashakhan, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his aim said unto him, Ben, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy Abba and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wish ye not that I must be about my Abba's business?
Yes.
And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth,
And what happened?
and was subject unto them,
What did he do now?
and was subject.
No, what did he do before he was subject?
And he went down with them.
Where you figure that was?
He was 12,
And he was what? He was 12. And what does he do?
and was subject unto them.
And tell me what happened.
But his aim kept all these things in her lives.
So what happened?
And Yahusha increased in wisdom and stature.
You said he grew to what age?
Increased in wisdom and stature, and
What?
in favor with Elohim and Ish.
So when I say he got taller, what did he do? He got fatter? Where did he grow at?
Wisdom.
Understanding. That's why they were amazed. Come here for a minute. You 12 and you know all that? People this big know what you know. See, people will notice when you're growing. Never did tell how old he was when he started getting that knowledge, that favor, did it? Me boy done grow. When the last time somebody told you that? When somebody noted that you done grew in knowledge? When somebody noted that you done grew in stature? With Elohim. Four and 10. Who know what I want? Acts of the Apostle. What you say? That's all right. What you call? You call the book of Rome? Listen to the book.
Be it known unto you all, and to all the arm of Yasharal,
What is known? All right, listen.
that by the Shem of Yahushua Mashiach of Nazareth,
Yeah.
whom ye crucified,
Whom?
Elohim Zarok from the moot,
Raised from the dead.
even by him,
Doth.
this Ish stand here before you whole.
I don't know who this is.
This is the Aban,
Yeah.
which was set at naught of you builders,
Which?
is become the head of the corner.
Or the Rosh. Neither.
Is there salvation in any other?
There's no Yeshua and nothing else. If this pen is the only salvation and you don't have it, how can you be saved? Can't be saved. That's all he was telling you. You can't be saved. That's what it is. You hit it down, you can't be saved. Do you have this pen? You're not saved. If you don't get this pen, you can't be saved. What's going to be your goal? We can understand that. Okay, you don't have Yahushua. You're not saved. The only way you're going to get saved, you got to get Yahushua. What's going to be your goal? That's why 55 and 6 gonna get Yeshayahu told you, Yeshayahu told you to do what? Seek you. When? While he may be found. Then you know what's gonna happen. He gonna be gone. Why you tell me getting while he may be found? You gotta tell me he leaving. Call you upon him. Why? Why near? Because he gonna get a far off. Then he told me what I needed to do. Do what? What did you notice about that speech? Think about it. What did y'all notice about that speech? Let the wicked forsake and unrighteous eat his, and let him do what? Return unto Elohim, and to who? And to our Elohim, for he will abundantly pardon. So what? So what did y'all notice about that speech? What you should have known about the speech, he told you the end at the beginning. Because you ain't got no business seeking him if you ain't clean yourself up. So I'm telling you the end at the beginning. He's going to leave. He's not going to be near to you. Now I'm telling you what you need to do. You need to clean yourself up. Because I tell you the end at the beginning. When I told y'all about Shem shooting over here, y'all didn't pay attention. I told you about this first. Then I told you what happened over here. I told you the end at the beginning. Then I took you here. You should have noticed his speech. Because when he last y'all mean, you ain't going to believe it. He's talking to you by his being. So I declared the end at the beginning. Then make what I should have done, the way you think, I should have told you about this. Then I should have told you about this. We got to get to a point where we start sparking things for ourselves. The technique he told you, he said I declared the end at the beginning. So I just told you to seek you who why it may be found. Of course you're going to jump up and want to go. Oh, he finna get ready to go. Call you up. Hey. Hey, let the wicked forsake. You said, oh my goodness. I need to get right first. Exactly. So I'm telling you that quick he finna go. He not going to be where you're going to be able to call on him. Now you need to, what you got to do quick. You need to get rid of everything you're doing. You need to change the way you're thinking. Everything now. Because that's the only way I'm going to forgive you. So they sat before, when he told the man to write, what was it again? Write the kazona, what was it do? And make it plain. For what reason? He that do what? He that start running? Read it, do what? Because he already know he got to pay attention. I need to make sure I understand it before I start running. He's declaring the end at the beginning, so I need to pay attention to what he just told me. When he told me to seek him while he may be found, call upon him while he near, I need to pay attention because he's going to tell me now what I need to do. You need to forsake your ways and your thoughts. And you're going to have to return into him because he's going to have mercy upon you. Because the way you think it ain't the way I think. He look for the fool to take out running and don't know what they're doing. Look for the fool that take out running and don't know what they're doing. I had a former pastor, even Brian, he said he worked with judge, had a guy with first one time, pastor, like, I know how to take on all. Say he get around there, they come around there, he said, wait on, he said, what did he say? They said, you should have stayed there and listened. He would try to show the ball. You ain't got to tell me, as soon as he hit, he already know what to do. And take off, so he be waiting on to come around now. Say, what did he say? They're like, what? They said, you took off like you knew what to say. He said, what he told y'all? They said, you should have stayed your behind and you should have listened. So the guy take right, as soon as he hear a little bit, he take off and try to prove to the boss, like, you only have to tell me everything, boss. I got it. And didn't hear it, but he wanted to impress the boss. Then he wait on the rest of them to come so he can find out from them what was the assignment they supposed to do. But to the boss, it's going to look like that guy that good. You don't have to tell him but a little bit that he can go. Whole time he didn't know. Y'all know how many people out here operating that don't know because they didn't listen. That's why he told them to make it plain. Because he that readeth it, he got to know so he can run. Because he told you, how long the vision supposed to be there? That's why he told you, everything is a time. He got to go. He kept trying to tell the apostle the whole time with him, he wasn't going to be with them long. You got to pay attention. I'm not going to be with y'all long. I'm going to go. He talked about how they're going to look for just one Yamin when he was with them. He said, you're going to desire just one of them Yamin I've been with you, but I ain't going to be there. So he was already sitting up and let them know he's not going to be here. So we got to know how to operate when he's not here. Finish up that 4th chapter. What was it, 4 and 11 you left off?
12.
This at the stone, are you at 12?
Yes, sir.
Neither their salvation in,
Any other
for there is none other name
under Shamayim
given
among Anashim
whereby.
we must be saved.
Now what happened? Now when they saw,
The boldness
who?
Kaf and Yahukanan
What happened?
and perceived
That they
were unlearned
and
ignorant Anashim,
what did they do?
they marveled,
And did what?
took knowledge of them
That they did what?
had been with Yahusha.
Me boy done grow. I thought you was stupid. See that? They know they got taller. When you start to really examine their conversation, you realize these guys are really intellectually tall. See the knowledge they took? See, I told you, people notice your growth. See, you used to people saying, oh, I know you done lost a little bit. Oh, like you putting on weight. But people don't never say, I could see spiritually that you really going leaps and bounds. When last time somebody had that conversation with you? When do people say, hey, I could see you getting stronger? You know, it's something about you, I can see that you're really progressing. It's something about you. People don't tell you about that, do they? They say, I like how that dress look on you, or that suit, or that shirt, or that tie, but nobody tells you about how you look from the Ruach. Because this ain't thing that gets you favor with people. Stuff we wear get a favor with people. Things we say get a favor with people. We're trying to see Yahushua grew in favor with Elohim and with Anashim. You just growing with people. Because you do what people want you to do, and you say what people want to talk about. When you start talking about what he want to talk about and do what he talking about doing, then people will start seeing real growth, and Elohim will recognize it for you. When Yahushua got baptized, you didn't believe what he did. He opened up the Shamayim. He let it come down like a dove. You didn't believe what he said. Me boy done grow. Me boy real big. Any man get happy he got a big old son. That's my big old boy right there. That's what he told him. My boy done grow. When the last time he told people you done grow? When last time people recognize your growth? You know what you need to get grow? 6:1, 1 Timothy. I tell them all the time, key to doing what I do too is relationship. Relationship. You need a relationship. You need a relationship. And he had good sleep. He been here early, Mom. How much video I got? About 9 minutes. Y'all don't know my note was. I said, video him back there sleep. Because y'all had to think about this. And this to help. This ain't to hurt. This to help y'all. Y'all spend a lot of time and money in doing what y'all doing and saying, this critical. Y'all finna take something. You don't even know what you getting ready to do, though. I'm going to show you what you were getting ready to do. And if you sleep in here, you sleep in other places. And I'm telling y'all something. This critical. It's too much y'all don't know. Y'all don't know how to raise your hand. Too many of y'all getting trapped. Too many of y'all stagnated. Too many of y'all have no growth. And it's not hard to tell why. It's where you put your time in. It's all about where you're going to put the most of your time in and where you're going to be most productive at. Y'all got it? Listen. This all out the dome up here. Can you tell I put time in? I had to communicate. I stay connected with my creator. I can't do like you. I can't wait till the cup come. Can't wait till the bread come. I already got to be in a relationship. Just being honest, you're not. You're going to wait and you're going to use a lot of other things. You're going to put time in other stuff and it's going to show that you're going to drill. You're not going to stay consistent. Now, all these things happen for a reason because you got to start looking at where do you put the most of your time at? Listen, I got to stay prayed up. I got to do a lot of stuff. Because you know what? I got to deal with too many different people. I got to deal with too many other chi, too many other energies. So I gotta make sure I'm being real careful. Otherwise, one of them energies attack me, I'm done. Sometimes you get a cold because all it takes is your immune system drop. Don't you know you got an immune system for this debunk? And you mess around, and many people I got to deal with do business that come across people that, man, mess around, man, these folks, my immune system drop and everything, you know. Shoot, I be hollering at some hole. What you charge for me to grab that? Mess around, but that cheat done grabbed me. It'll mess me up before I know it, I'm out there. I'll come in here and I'll be sleeping when I'm doing the most critical thing right here. If you were getting a major surgery that's life or death, you couldn't sleep that night. All you think about it, I might go on that table. It might be it. You be worried to death, wouldn't it? Everybody here don't realize you're going to undergo major surgery now. What I'm giving you now going to determine whether you live or die. You just don't know it yet. Listen to the book.
Let as many Abadim as are under the yoke count their own Adanim worthy of all honor, that the Shem of Elohim and his doctrine be not blasphemed.
At verse 3.
If any ish teach otherwise,
And
consent not to wholesome dabarim.
what'll keep you from not going along with it? What happened? Even what?
Even the dabarim of our Adon, Yahusha HaMashiach,
Y'all hear that? Even the debar of our Adon, Yahushua HaMashiach. What happened?
and to the doctrine which is according to Elohim.
What happened?
He is proud, knowing nothing, but dotting about questions and strifes of dabarim, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, rasha, surmising, perverse disputing of anashim, of corrupt minds, and dispute the amat, supposing that gain is Elohim. From such withdraw thyself.
See that? You don't wind up catching it. See, if any teach otherwise and consent not, then you ain't going to believe what it is. Wholesome. That's something promoting something essential to grow. Look at it, wholesome. When they tell y'all a cereal is a part of a wholesome, balanced breakfast, that means it promotes essential things. That's what it means. He just told you that the bar promotes things that are essential. So when you don't consent to it, you ain't going to make it in. This is part of growth. That's why when Yahushua was inside of the temple, you didn't believe what he was doing. He was asking and he was answering. He was steady growing. He was sitting there. That's why he was growing. They was sitting there because listen, I'm curious. I notice y'all do. I'm curious about books that you're reading and what you're saying the writer said. Let me ask you a question. Matter of fact, let me ask you something that you made and he can answer them back. You know what he was doing? He was consenting to wholesome debar. That's how it was essential to grow. That's how he was getting his stature. That's where his height was increasing. I'm really trying to get us to a point that we don't fail. We fail as a congregation. Y'all, listen, Omar right now, over half, I'm going to have 90% of y'all in a line confessing. Then you're going to be right back out there because it's to get through the meal and be right back. Can't keep repeating the same stuff.
That's right. That's right.
You can't keep repeating the same stuff. It's critical. At some point, you got to start making, it's got to be decision making for your soul, your nefesh. It's got to be the most important thing you got going. Relationship. I cannot wait to talk to this man when I'm in trouble. I have to already have a relationship that when I call, he know his abode is in trouble. Huh? When Yahushua was up on the two at 5, 6, what chapter? Abarim, 5 and 6. Matthew 27:43. Listen to the book.
As he saith also in another place, thou art a Kohan forever after the order of Melchizedek, who in the Yamim of his Basar, when he had offered up Palau and supplications with strong crying.
Sayach. You know, would you agree with that, Bob? Sayach. Well, cry. I know it's crying. Sayach. Listen.
And tears unto him that was able to save him from moot.
You hear that? What happened?
And was heard.
And was ignored.
And was heard.
And
that he Yara.
That's all I need to know. 27:43. Matthew. Just want to make sure we get it right. Can't afford to go wrong no more. Not no more. It's too late in the evening now. Listen.
He trusted in Elohim.
What happened?
Let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Ben of Elohim.
What happened?
The thieves also, which were crucified with him,
did what?
cast the same in his teeth.
Hurl insults at him. What happened?
Now from the 6th hour there was Kashak over all the land unto the 9th hour.
What happened?
And about the 9th hour,
What happened?
Yahusha cried Sa'ak with a loud voice, saying,
What did he say?
Ali, Ali,
my Elohim, my Elohim.
Lama Sabachthani.
What is that?
That is to say, my Elohim, why hast thou forsaken me?
What happened?
Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, This Ish calleth for O Yahoo.
What did they say?
And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it on a reed and gave him to drink.
What happened?
The rest said, Let be, let us see whether all Yahoo will come to save him.
What happened?
Yahusha, when he had Sa'ak again with a loud voice, yielded up the Ruach.
What he do then, y'all? What did he do?
Died.
He died. Well, what did 5 and 6 say? 5 and 7? Abarim? 5 and 6? Listen.
As he saith also in another place, thou art a Kohan forever after the order of Melchizedek, who in the Yamim of his Basar, when he had offered up Palau and supplications with strong Sa'ak and tears unto him that was able to save him from moot.
See that? Listen what happened.
And was heard in that he Yara.
See what happened? That's what he was doing. He knew who could deliver him from it. That was a concern he had. I know I gotta die, but who gonna be able to get me up? That was a concern. Y'all didn't know that was a concern? It was a concern. 49 and 5. Who know what I want? Barashit. Let's see what happened. See, they call it Genesis, Barashit 49 and 5. Listen to the book.
Simeon and Louis are Akim.
I hug my uncles. Big on. Listen.
Instruments of cruelty.
That's what I'm talking about. And it writes, carry instruments of cruelty. Listen.
Are in their habitation.
Talk to me.
O my Nephash.
Do what?
Come not thou into their secret.
Tell them why, son.
Unto their assembly.
Yeah.
Mine honor. Be not thou united.
Yeah.
For in their anger they slew a Ish.
And?
In their self-will they dig down a wall.
Talk to me.
All be their anger.
Yeah.
For it was fierce.
Yeah.
And their wrath for it was cruel.
Talk to me.
I will divide them in Yaakov.
Yeah.
And scatter them in Yashral.
Talk to me.
Yehuda, thou art he whom thy Akim shall tahala.
See that? You're him who your brethren, they going to praise. Listen.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemy.
And
Thy Abbas Beni shall bow down before thee.
listen,
Yehuda is an Ari's wealth.
see what he did? Y'all see what happened? He's a lion's young. Listen,
From the prey, my being, thou art gone up.
see that? From the prey, gone up. Listen,
He stooped down.
he stooped down.
He crouched as a Ari,
And what happened?
and as an old Ari,
Yeah.
who shall arouse him up?
See, that's what he was concerned about. Who was going to get him up? When an old lion stooped down, you do know it because he finna die. All he been trying to find out was who was going to get me up. So what was he going to do? Well, in the days of his flesh, he offered up strong tears and crying unto him that were able to deliver him from death. I already know I got to die. Who going to get me up? And you going to believe it. The book said, and he was heard. He heard Ari. When he cried out, he heard Ari. He said, and I'm going to get him up. So let's go ahead and look at it. We got to die. Why don't we just call out to him who can get us up? Somebody who can deliver me from that estate. That's always been the thing. Even Dawood tried to tell us about when his Ben died. After he got up and he went and washed himself and ate, and he went and he halal al Yahuwah, he came back in and sat down. They prepared me. He ate. They said, how is it? They said, when the child lived, they said, how he was. We just do what was going to happen. He said, when the child lived, he said, I fasted for him. He said, but when he died, he said, I said, at this point, what did I do for him? He can't come back to me. I can go to him. So you see where the conflict always been. Can't nobody get him up. So Yahusha, in the days of his flesh, that would have been a concern. I already know I'm going down like an old lion. Who gonna get me up? EU told her that if a man died, what was again he asked? He said all the days of his, what was it? Because why we use appointed? What did we learn about appointed? Everybody got the same thing. He done asked, if a man die, can he live again? This is why Nicodemus had to come and say, the man talking about being born again. Where you getting this from? We know live, die. Live, die. You're talking about live again. Where's the principle coming from? Well, you plant, don't you? You take a seed and you let it die, you put it in the ground and it live again. Because this is not that they never heard this teaching. Where they got a teaching from being born again? What you want, Michelle? Be born again. Everybody living, they die. We need this awakening. We need this understanding, folks. You're going to die. Give me that 26th chapter of the book of Matthew. Matthew 26. 46. 40, 26, 46. Matthew. Listen to the book.
Zarok, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. And while he yet spake, lo, Yehuda, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves from the Rosh Kohanim and Zakan of the Am. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he, hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Yahusha and said, Hail, Adon, and kissed him. And Yahusha said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahusha and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Yahusha stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a abad of the Rosh Kohanim's and smote off his ear. Then said Yahusha unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now law to my Abba, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of Malachi? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled?
That's all he's looking at. Scripture.
That thus it must be. In that same hour said Yahusha to the multitudes, Are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you, teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me.
What happened?
But all this was done, that the scriptures of the Nabiim might be fulfilled.
What happened?
Then all the Methodists forsook him and fled.
You said, what was significant about the scripture?
But all this was done, that the scriptures of the Nabiim might be fulfilled.
Like what?
Then all the Methodists forsook him and fled.
Who know what it was about? Huh? Smite the Raha? We just talked about what happened. You separate something, you get ready to kill. We just talked about that earlier. Y'all just forgot about it. What were they getting ready to do with him? They were getting ready to kill him. Then you Ukana and tell y'all that he was the Lamb of Elohim? Well, what did you do with the lamb? You kill him. That's why they had to leave him. You know what the scripture said, but y'all had to pay attention. You separate what you're getting ready to kill. When he told you to come out from among them and be ye separate, what do you think he was pulling you out for? The book said we were killed all the day long. That's why I separated you. I'll bring you out, fatten you for the kill. I don't know what they're doing. Even Malachi told y'all that you're going to be like fattening calves. What'd you do with fattening calves? Why you fat up calves? So you can slaughter them. Well, he told you what you're going to be like, fattening ox. I'm setting you up for the kill. Didn't he tell y'all that a sword was sharpened? What was it sharpened for? What do you slaughter? Animals. You slaughter sheep. When did you hear somebody slaughtering sheep? Shaul did it. After he had been told to go up. When Shamuel came, he asked him, what mean this bleeding and slaughtering of the sheep? He said, I did all that Yahuwah had commanded me. He want to know what was all this crying from the sheep. Well, he said, I saved the best of them. That's what he did. He I saved the best of them to sacrifice to Yahuwah. That's what you do. When he went through, I took the fattest oxen because I was slaughtering for Yahuwah. They missed it though. That's why I'm here. They missed it. He said, I saved the best of them for Yahuwah. He separated them. He left the ring straight. He killed them too, but he took the fat. He brought them there and said, these I'll slaughter. These are the one I'll slaughter for Yahuwah. Y'all all right? Don't worry about it. We'll run through this other stuff. 26. What I put up there? 14? 15? Same thing. We'll be honest with you. It don't make no difference where they get it at. It's going to be the same thing. Hold that. Acts of the Apostle. 1:19. Listen. Acts of the Apostle 1:19. No, save it. No, go ahead. No, save it. Albarine. 6:1. Listen to the book.
Therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Mashiach, let us go on unto perfection.
How you do that? Me boy gonna have to grow. Me boy gonna have to grow. He said, leaving the principle. You know who we learned about that? Who we learned that from too? Who? Abraham? Ain't bad.
Adam.
Barashit,
Adam.
chapter 2, verse 20. Listen.
And Adam gave Shem to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. And Yahuwah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the basar instead thereof. And the rib which Yahuwah Elohim had taken from Ish made he a ashar, and brought her unto the Ish. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and basar of my basar. She shall be called Ashar,
Hold what you got. Because?
she was taken out of Ish.
What happened?
Therefore shall a Ish leave his Abba and
You
his
say
aim.
should lead a principle?
Therefore shall a Ish leave his Abba and his aim, and shall cleave unto his Ashar.
At 6 and 1. Abarim. Listen to the book.
Therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Mashiach,
Learn from Adam. He's got to lead the principles. And do what?
let us go on unto perfection,
He got to cleave. Got to cleave to it. He's got to cleave to it. Listen.
not laying again the foundation of repentance from moot works, and of Amunah.
What does he
toward
tell y'all
Elohim.
about doing? Repenting? He said not repenting again? From what was that again?
From moot works,
Dead works. What else?
and of Amunah toward Elohim,
What happened?
of the doctrine of immersion, and of laying on of hands, and of resurrection of the moot,
What happened?
and of eternal judgment.
Yeah.
And this will we do, if Elohim permit. For it is impossible for those who were once enlightened, and have tasted of the Shamayim gift, and were made partakers of the Ruach HaKadosh, and have tasted the tube debar of Elohim, and the powers of their wrath to come, if they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucified to themselves the ben of Elohim afresh, and put him to an open shame.
That's all I need. That's all I need. Pick me up at Barashit 25, 22. Barashit, Genesis they call it. 25, 22. Y'all just humor me. Help me learn something. You teach me. You're doing it, you just don't know it. Because you fall, you'll be an example. So I learn from the intent. You can teach me. But you never tell me you can't teach your ra'u'ah. If you fall, I'm going to learn from your intent. From the intent that you fail and you ain't going to be renewed again. Listen.
And the Benim struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of arms shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one arm shall be stronger than the other arm, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her Yamim to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment,
What's that? Admoni? Go ahead.
and they called his Shem Asu. And after that came his Ak out, and his hand took hold on Asu's heel, and his Shem was called Jacob, and Yasakat was 80 years old when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Asu was a cunning hunter, a Ish of the field, and Jacob was a plain Ish dwelling in tents. And Yasakat Ahab Asu, because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah, Ahab, Jacob, and Jacob sod pottage, and Asu came from the field and was faint. And Asu said to Jacob, Feed me, I amar thee with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his Shem called Adum. And Jacob said, Sell me this ewe thy birthright. And Asu said, Behold, I am at the point to moot. What profit shall this birthright do to me?
Yeah.
And Jacob said, Shakah to me this ewe, and he shakah unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. And Jacob gave Asu lakam and pottage.
Shakah? Shabbat?
I
Oh, you can use
apologize.
all odd too. It says Shakah. Worship, isn't it? You worship him? Worship? Shabbat? All right, listen.
Then Jacob gave Asu lakam and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and Zarok, and went his way. Thus Asu despised his birthright.
That's them. And the book of Aleph Malachim 13:3. 1 Kings 13:3. We'll work it out. Listen to the book.
And he gave a Ot the same ewe, saying,
Sign saying what?
This is the Ot which Yahuwah hath spoken.
Yeah.
Behold, the altar shall be rent, and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out. And it came to pass, when Malach, Jeroboam, heard the saying of the Ish of Elohim, which had Saach against the altar, and Bethal, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, Lay hold on him. And his hand, which he put forth against him, dried up, so that he could not pull it in again to him. The altar also was rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the Ot which the Ish of Elohim had given by the debar of Yahuwah. And the Malach answered and said unto the Ish of Elohim, Entreat now the panim of Yahuwah thy Elohim, and palav for me, that my hand may be restored me again. And the Ish of Elohim besought Yahuwah, and the Malach's hand was restored him again, and became as it was before.
Yeah.
And the Malach said unto the Ish of Elohim, Come home with me, and refresh thyself, and I will give thee a reward. And the Ish of Elohim said unto the Malach, If thou wilt give me half thine house, I will not go in with thee, neither will I eat lakam nor drink mem in this place. For so was it charged me by the debar of Yahuwah, saying, Eat no lakam, nor drink mem, nor turn again by the same way that thou camest.
Yes.
So he went another way, and turned not by the way that he came to Bethel. Now there dwelt an old Nabi in Bethel, and his Bani came and told him all the works that the Ish of Elohim had done that Yom in Bethel, the Dabarim which he had spoken unto the Malach. Them they told also their Abba, and their Abba said unto them, What way went he? For his Bani had seen what way the Ish of Elohim went, which came from Yehuda. And he said unto his Bani, Saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon. And he went after the Ish of Elohim, and found him sitting under an oak, and said unto him, Art thou the Ish of Elohim that cameth from Yehuda? And he said, I am. Then said he unto him, Come home with me, and eat lakam. And he said, I may not return with thee, nor go in with thee. Neither will I eat lakam, nor drink mem with thee in this place.
Wow.
For it was said unto me by the debar of Yahuwah, Thou shalt eat no lakam, nor drink mem there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou camest. And he said unto him, I am a Nabi also as thou art. And then Malachi spake unto me by the debar of Yahuwah, saying, Bring him back with thee into thine house, that he may eat lakam and drink mem. But he lied unto him. So he went back with him, and did eat lakam in his house, and drank mem. And it came to pass, as they sat at the table, that the debar of Yahuwah came unto the Nabi that brought him back. And he saach unto the Ish of Elohim that came from Yehuda, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah, For as much as thou hast disobeyed the mouth of Yahuwah, and hast not kept the Amar which Yahuwah thy Elohim Amar thee, but camest back, and hast eaten Lakam, and drunk Mem in the place in the place of the which Yahuwah did say to thee, Eat no Lakam, and drink no Mem, thy carcass shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy Abba.
Yes.
And it came to pass, after he had eaten Lakam, and after he had drunk, that he saddled for him the ass, to wit, for the Nabi whom he had brought back. And when he was gone, an Ari met him by the way, and slew him, and his carcass was cast in the way, and the ass stood by it. The Ari also stood by the carcass. And behold, the Anashim passed by and saw the carcass cast in the way, and the Ari standing by the carcass. And they came and told it in the city where the old Nabi dwelt. And when the Nabi that brought him back from the way heard thereof, he said, It is the Ish of Elohim, who was disobedient unto the Debar of Yahuwah.
That's good. That's good. At the 26th chapter of the book of Matthew, 26:14. Matthew 26:14. Listen to the book.
Then one of the 12, called Yehuda Iscariot, went unto the Rosh Kohanim, and said unto them, What will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver, and from that time he sought opportunity to betray him.
That's good. At verse 22. Listen.
And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Adon, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the
Make
same.
it 21. What happened? Listen.
And as they did eat, he said, Aman, I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Adon, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The ben of Ish goeth as it is written of him, but woe unto that Ish by whom the ben of Ish is betrayed. It had been tube for that Ish if he had not been born. Then Yehuda, which betrayed him, answered and said, Adon, is it I? And he said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Yahusha took Lakam and Barak it, and brake it, and gave to the Methodist, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup, and gave Hadu, and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it. For this is my dam of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of Kotah.
That's good. At 27:1. Same book, Matthew. 27:1. Listen to the book.
When the morning was come, all the Rosh Kohanim and Zakan of the arm took counsel against Yahusha to put him to moot. And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate the governor. Then Yehuda, which had betrayed him, when he saw that he was condemned, repented himself, and brought again the 30 pieces of silver to the Rosh Kohanim and Zakan, saying, I have Kotah, in that I have betrayed innocent Dam. And they said, What is that to us? See thou to that. And he cast down the pieces of silver in the temple, and departed, and went, and hanged himself. And the Rosh Kohanim took the silver pieces, and said, It is not lawful for to put them into the treasury, because it is the price of Dam. And they took counsel, and bought with them the potter's field to bury strangers in.
That's good. At the first chapter, Acts of the Apostles, 1:19. Oh, give me 12. Abarim. 12. 12 and 13. Listen to the book.
And it was known unto all the dwellers at Jerusalem, insomuch as that field is called in the proper tongue Aceldama, that is to say, the field of Dam. For it is written in the Sephar of Tahalim, let his habitation be desolate, and let no Ish dwell therein, and his bishopric let another take. Wherefore of these Anashim, which have companied with us all the time that the Adon Yahusha went in and out among us, beginning from the immersion of Yochanan unto that same Yom that he was taken up from us, must one be ordained to be a witness with us of his resurrection. And they appointed two, Yahusuf, called Barsabas, who was surnamed Justus, and Matthias, and they applauded and said, Thou, Adon, which knoweth the lob of all Anashim, shew whether of these two thou hast chosen, that he may take part of this ministry and apostleship, from which Yehuda by transgression fell, that he might go to his own place. And they gave forth their lots, and the lot fell upon Matthias.
Yeah. And what happened?
And he was numbered with the 11 apostles.
That's good. At the 12th chapter of the book of Abarim, 12 and 13. Listen to the book.
And make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way,
But
let it rather be healed.
what happened?
Follow Shalom with all Anashim,
And
Kudash, without which no Ish shall see the Adon,
what happened?
looking diligently, lest any Ish fail the grace of Elohim,
The Khan of Elohim. That's fine.
lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled.
What happened?
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person,
What in his new or profane? What was it? Like who? Go ahead.
as Asu, who for one morsel of meat
Did what?
sold his birthright.
What happened?
For you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the Baraka,
What happened?
he was rejected.
What?
For he found no Malkum of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
That's all I needed. I have 1 Corinthians chapter 11. We can get ready. Y'all can get ready and roll the board out of the way. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 27. Listen to the book. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 27. What happened? They're still in it. Y'all still in the cup. What y'all finna do? Give it to them? Huh? Salt it? Oh, it's soggy. Oh, the cup. Oh, okay. Double up. Got to double the cup. Listen.
Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this lakam and drink this cup of the Adon unworthily shall be guilty of the basar and dam of the Adon. But let a ish examine himself.
And do what now? Do what now?
But let a ish examine himself.
Then what?
And so let him eat of that lakam
Yeah.
and drink of that cup.
What happened?
For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself,
Doing what?
not discerning the Adon's basar.
So what happened?
For this cause many are weak and sickly among you,
And
many sleep.
you know those guys dead we read about? Y'all didn't get what happened to those guys? Everybody wound up getting taken out with no repentance after they ate. None of those guys got repentance after they ate. He tried to stop Yehuda before he done it. He said, been better for him not to even been born before you do this. Dumbo ate it anyway. Isha Elohim was told. He told him. He said, I already been taught. I wasn't supposed to eat or drink. But he went back and he ate it. And he wound up finding himself being slain. They sought. They got no repentance. That's what he was trying to tell you about Asu. He got no repentance. He said afterward, had he held on, he actually would have inherited the Barak he was going to get. But after he ate and drank, he couldn't be saved. That's why the book tried to tell you about leaving the principles and going on to perfection, not laying again the foundation of repentance, of dead works. For it is impossible for those that was once enlightened and tasted of the Ruach, Barak, and were made a partaker, and of the powers to come. And if these should fall away, seeing they don't crucify Elohim afresh, Yahushua afresh, and brought him to open shame. That's how important it is now. We got to sit back and we got to consider what we're doing. All these people fail for a reason. They fail to be an example to us. That we afterward. That's why Shaul said, so let each examine himself. Then let me eat of that bread and take of that cup. Are you doing it you unworthily? Is you actually going to eat and drink damnation to your nefesh because you're not discerning. That's bad. You know why Yahushua tried to tell them when they sat there and they took the cup. Then you know that such a one as I could discern? He knew they took the cup. He put it in there. He intended for him to take the cup. He stuck it in Benjamin's bag. Then he told her, then you know someone such as I could discern? He let him know, don't you know I could discern that you took the cup? He want to know, what is this you've done? I done opened my house and my treasure and you done took the cup. So he intentionally set them up to fall. That's what you learn about Yahuwah in 1 Corinthians 11 chapter. To the intent. He knew what they were going to do. He knew what they were going to do. Just so all of us would get an opportunity to sit back and examine, consider, and get it right. Listen, you made a mistake. You can't keep making the same mistake, people.
That's right.
It's that critical. How many times we should have been cut off? How many times we fell right back in the transgression how we take the cup? These people didn't get it but one time. How you think these people feel? The old Isha Elohim, the Nabal Elohim, I'm sure he didn't like another chance. I guarantee I won't go back in that house and eat again. I guarantee Yehuda, he'd have got another chance. You ain't never get, the man brought the money back. He ain't come back short saying, listen, I spent some of it, but my first paycheck, listen, I got to be whole. Ching, ching. I can't count no 30 pieces of shit if you cut my fingers off. My first paycheck, listen, I'm going to pay what I owe you with interest. He had to pay out right then. He threw the money and ran off. But that thing worked on him so bad. That man said, man, I can't live like this, man. This ain't working for me. I can't get no rest. Till all this guts just burst out. Because he didn't discern. The man just broke it, said, take this, eat it. Said, this is my body. That broke it for you. He sat right there. Man, this is just a piece of bread. Before you know it, he put himself in a state he couldn't come back. I did like a lot of us do. You're tired, you're frustrated. Man, I ain't got no time to be waiting on that to come to me later. I got to look at it now. What good of that junk? I'm in it now, and I got to get what's now. And Asu took it and ate it. Said right there in the book, said later on, he came back crying, asking daddy, just one? Can you give it? Book said he sought repentance, but he couldn't find it. We know his Abba actually told him what was going to happen. He said, after a while, you're going to break his yoke. But the book said he didn't see it. He couldn't get no repentance. What good if you don't get no repentance? Everything we're doing for is for repentance. That's why I need repentance. I don't need no, this good. This won't get me in no kingdom. That's what Yehuda showed us. That didn't get him in. Even they took it and said, man, take that junk and get it to some poor people. They even said, man, that junk be sin for to take that junk back. We don't want that junk. Take it back. 30 pieces of silver, good money. Not to them, they look at, man, listen, that's your junk. They told them, that's what people do. People will drag you in. People mess you up. You know what they say? What they got to do with me? That's exactly. They were right there to show you how niggas will do you. They told them, they said, well, if you damn, we gave you the money to do it. That make our hand dirty. They ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? Take that junk over there and we can't, we can't put that stuff in here. That stuff, the price of blood, we can't put that in here. Get that junk, get a field and put them poor niggas in that stuff. Nobody cares. That's what I'm telling y'all. People drag you out to get you out. People don't care about you. Y'all didn't know I was saying you ought to just let you go ahead and take that cup and that bread. It was set right on up ready to take it to. Because you wouldn't even thought, because you weren't discerning. But you should have known. A man such as I would discern. That's what we got to get, discernment. Huh? Discernment that you got to realize, consider, these people didn't get it. After they messed up and they ate, they were done. Shaul was talking to us to try to give us information. Said, listen, make sure you right, examine yourself. Then you can eat of that bread and drink of that cup. Because if you do this stuff and you get this stuff wrong, you're going to wind up bringing damnation in your soul. You're going to wind up being sick. This stuff going to wind up killing you because you don't discern. Tomorrow he would try to tell y'all. The bracelet and the ring. She tried to give him opportunity. She said, discern. She said, this is who I'm with y'all. And when they saw it, they didn't stone either, did they? Yehuda told him, said she had been more Sadiq than I have. Said, I didn't give a Shayla. And he went off and didn't know her no more. We know that show you. The man stopped doing what he did wrong. Now you got opportunity now, you can stop doing what you're doing wrong. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? He sat there and admitted, she been more right than I have. And after that, he ain't keep going back to have a visit. Let me get another little piece. Man, I got to come hit that thing one more time. After that, he realized it's wrong. I can't do that no more. That's everybody. That's y'all mindset. Got to be. You can't keep doing wrong. It get tight for everybody. That's what the book say. Make a way to escape. You can't keep playing around with it. Especially nothing you weak for. You just got to take a stand if you're going to be saved. That's everybody in here. If everybody did what y'all did for those y'all to give him confess it, where are we going to be at? What the purpose of him coming and we can still commit sin? At some point, you take a stance. Decision time. And we get ready to take the cup. And we get ready to take this bread, take this lakama. His body, his dam. Are you examining yourself? Are you seeing if you're in the armor now? Both come up, same stuff, some of y'all same stuff all the time. Same old stuff. When you stop it? When you stop it? I'm not y'all fight. Your fight is with yourselves. You are your biggest hurter and destroyer of yourself. You know, Yahusha found a man, he was sitting on the aisle. What was he doing? What was Yahusha doing to him? What was he doing? Hurting himself. Son, I'm here to help you hurting yourself. You said one of them man had started gashing that man. He doing it to yourself. Like y'all the same way. Book called man a lunatic. You sitting here and you commit Qatar. Don't you know you a lunatic? You, sir, you, ma'am, are a lunatic. Because all you doing is sitting here gashing yourself up. You're just tearing up everything you got. I got opportunity. Because we got to get ready to take that cup. Now, I was ready to take it then. I just be honest with y'all. My bigger hold up is try to get an opportunity to get this thing right. Got to get it right. Going once, going twice. Everybody good?